Have you ever thought about starting a business where you get financial freedom, you have the time to do the things that you want to do, and you're making a lot of money? At the same time, you're impacting lives? Well, we have a really awesome business for you.
Hey, bark, bark.
And it's not Taco Bell, it's Fit Body Bootcamp. This is Mike Zakarian. He's a father of one, a married man, and a super successful entrepreneur. He owns a Fit Body Bootcamp here in Orange, California. They just opened a new location and it's thriving with over 300 members today. In this video, Mike is going to share his story, how he became one of the youngest and most successful business owners in our entire Fit Body brand. He shares his tips and tricks on how you can also become a successful business owner. Owning a business is never easy. Mike managed to do it with no business ownership experience. But how did he get there?
Yeah, so that's a great question because it sounds like not a great idea if you don't have any business experience to get into business, right? That could be a little bit scary, but really the key for us has been come in with the mindset to learn and to execute. And that's a part of a franchise as well, is that the systems and support are provided. Just come in with an open mind, be coachable, be a master at execution, and you're gonna be successful. Essentially what I'm saying is follow the game plan. We didn't know any better because we didn't have the experience, so we had to do that. And turns out that's actually the game plan to success in this.
Tell me a little bit about the space, how many square feet is it?
So this space that you see here is 3,400 square feet. The workout space itself is about 2,000 square feet. And what that means is we could fit anywhere from like 36 to 40 clients. Depends on the layout a little bit. What you see here is very different from our initial location and how we started. First location was 1,800 square feet. So about half the size of this one. So it's a major, major upgrade and our clients absolutely loved it as well.
People, when they're looking to open a business, they think bigger is always better. You were one of the top owners in the brand and only having 1,800 square feet, that's awesome.
Yeah.
How many members were you fitting into workouts back then?
So at that location is about 26 per session. And you're absolutely right. It doesn't necessarily always depend on the size of your space or how big and beautiful it is. It's definitely a bonus, of course. The culture, the community that's inside of those four walls matters more than anything. And that was what we really focused on when we were in that.
So Mike, being a business owner, it takes up a lot of your time, and being a married guy, that's gotta be pretty hard. So what does the dynamic look like, especially because not only do you own the business, but your wife also is in the business as well?
Yeah, so we're co-owners in the business. We both focus on this full time. Really the way the dynamic works is we have different roles in the business, and I think that's really important when you're working as a couple inside of the business together so that you can respect each other's areas or priorities and what you're working on. Otherwise, you tend to clash a little bit if you're trying to work on the same thing, and that's the case with anybody in any business.
Alrighty, Mike. Starting from nothing, having no business ownership knowledge, anything from the get-go, and then starting a business, now being in it 10 years, you must have a pretty powerful why. Why even go out on the limb and start a business?
Yeah, well, it started as we just didn't want to work for anybody else. We wanted to do things for ourselves. That was initially the reason or the purpose that encouraged it. We wanted to help people in the fitness realm. We know that this matters to people. It's a matter of life and death for some people. It can extend their lives. It can help them create memories with their kids, grandkids that they wouldn't have otherwise because of fitness. And so we know how powerful it is because it changed our own life. That's what encouraged us to do that. So it's that passion mixed with, we just wanted to work for ourselves and do it in a way that, we can not necessarily control it, but our actions support us back directly and support our community that we're working for.
Owning a business for as long as you have, what has success been looking like for you?
It's been awesome, truthfully. We've been in this for 10 years and we've gotten to the point now where we have time freedom and financial freedom, the ability to kind of manage our own schedules as we want to. We've gotten to a point now where we feel comfortable enough to start a family. So obviously that takes a certain level of financial comfortability, time comfortability to make sure we can put that time and energy into raising a kid and starting our families. To us, that's been the biggest success, I should say, or outcome of doing this and starting our own business.
I know you're a super successful entrepreneur these days, but business isn't all sunshine and rainbows. What were some of the hurdles and some of the biggest hurdles that you had to face kind of going through the years?
One of the big ones, and I call it a cost of doing business, but it's definitely a hurdle. It's a change when you get into something like this, but the amount of time, energy, and effort that it takes up front is a massive part. My wife and I, we were both fully invested. We quit our jobs. We moved back home with family. We racked up all of our credit cards, sold a car. We went as far as we absolutely could to the point where there was no plan B. Plan A needs to work. Any minute that we had throughout the day dedicated to the business. But we knew we had this vision, this mission that we were on, and we needed to make it successful.
So when you were thinking about starting your business, what drew you to Fit Body? What made it just so enticing that you wanted to jump on ship and, like you said, sell your car, go all in? That's a big decision to make.
Yeah.
What made Fit Body so appetizing? Why'd you go for it?
Yeah, so Fit Body specifically, one, because from a fitness perspective, we aligned with the philosophies around the training, the type of clients we were working with. But the thing I loved most about Fit Body was, and again, thinking back to when we started, we didn't have any experience in this, no leadership management experience. We didn't We never had anybody working under us in any job. We needed to find something that helped us learn those things to speed up the learning curve. And that's what FitBody did. It was provided not just the systems to implement and the how-to guide, but also the support on the back end for those one-off situations. Hey, you have this situation with a team member or a client, or as you're leasing a building, how do you ask those questions and get support from people who have been there and done that multiple times over and over, versus just trying to figure that out yourself. That's really helped us throughout the years because it's sped up our learning curve and helped answer those questions that we've had.
What are some key pieces of advice that you would give to somebody who maybe wants to start a business, like they're not sure, they don't really know if it's for them? Like, what are some good pieces of advice you'd give that person?
One of the biggest things or hesitations of people is they don't think it's the right time, or they're trying to wait for a better time, especially how the world, makes it seem like it's crashing down on us at every turn. We turn on the TV, we hear things from a friend. It always seems like something's wrong. The truth is that there's never a perfect time. I've been doing this for 10 years, and there's no time through this 10 years where I'm like, oh, this would be a great time to start another business or open another location, wherever the case is. There's always gonna be something. My best advice is take action now, you'll figure it out along the way, one. Number two, the biggest lesson that I've learned is I don't want to get to a point where I regret not taking action at all, because that time will come, time will pass, and you never want to get to a point where you took inaction and made nothing happen. Now you regret that.
Now I'm curious of your perspective on this. There's a lot of people out there that think, like, you're a young dude yourself. I mean, you're very young, like as far as like being a business owner. That's crazy. They might think like, I'm too young for this. Like they see business owners as only like these old guys or old gals, like whatever it is. What piece of advice would you give to maybe that like 20-something-year-old that is like, hey, I really have this passion for fitness, or I have this passion for whatever it is. I really want to start my own business. What would you tell them?
Age is nothing but a number. That's really it. If you feel the passion, the urge, the want to do something like this, where you can go out and actually help people and buy back your time and have financial freedom as well. Hey, like, I don't have the skills. Maybe there's things you don't know as you're getting into, and that's a great part of a franchise is the systems and support are provided to you. So you just come in as an executor. You come in saying, I'm coachable, I'm ready to learn, and I just want to execute, and you will be successful that way.
If you guys got value from this video and you want to be just like Mike and be a successful entrepreneur, business owner, and have the time and the freedom to do the things that you want to do, hit the link in our description to learn more.